Welcome back to News 3 Today at 11. Tell them we are rising. The words of Savannah State University's founding president, Richard R. Wright Sr., has become the school's mantra. Picking up the mantle at the ever-evolving institution, Dr. Jermaine Whirl, who has hit the ground running as we continue to celebrate homecoming at the University by the Sea. We are compelled to talk about the institution's growth over the past few months and what lies ahead. Thank you so much for being here today. I know you're doing all the things right now.
Sure. Thank you, Kim, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Well, first, a lot has happened this month. You delivered your first State of the University address where you said, quote, "We are going to do everything that we can to ensure that the orange and blue is well represented throughout our region and beyond." Let's elaborate on that.
Yeah, we rolled out our 5-year strategic plan called the Upward Plan of 2030. And I really want to just tell everybody in the community, thank you for your participation. We had a lot of stakeholder feedback, alumni, students, and business and industry combined. But number 5 is community impact for us, and that really talks about the presence of Savannah State. And of course, we just had our Tiger Walk unveiling at the In-Market Arena a few days ago, and it really highlighted what our intentions are, is to ensure that we have different places, corridors and streets that really have orange and blue greatly represented for Savannah State. Now,
something else that took place just last week, SSU received the largest corporate investment in the school's 135-year history. We're talking about a $5 million donation from Hyundai. You call this transformative.
It is transformative. First off, I want to thank our friends at Hyundai. I would say it's a major investment, not just in Savannah State, but the Savannah community as a whole. We had the great honor several months ago. I had to go and visit them in Seoul.
Wow.
And got to see the headquarters, got to see the technology and advancement. And that's really where the conversations began to pick up about what would it look like in terms of a partnership. And we talked about all of the different academic offerings. We talked about the business school, the engineering school, and ultimately what it came down to, they were really, really impressed about our history of education. And I think many people know here, the College of Education was swapped with Armstrong. We got it back in 2013. And when they started hearing about the alumni and more importantly about the story of that and how we're trying to increase more teachers in the region, they were like, we want to make that investment there. We feel like that's a priority. And more importantly, in a global state, they're big in STEM education. They believe in the workforce of the future. So they really want to ensure that our young folks have that STEM education. And obviously that starts with our teachers. And so very, very grateful. It's a 10-year, $500,000 commitment that they're going to make. All those funds will go support the College of Education, programming, student scholarships, faculty development, and a whole host of other things that are capital intensive.
Now, of course, the announcement was met with a lot of excitement, but also a little confusion. So let's clear up some of the rumors that we've been hearing. And one is that Savannah State University will be Hyundai University. That is not true.
That is not true. We have 5 academic colleges within the institution, and they're like divisions or units under the umbrella of the university. Savannah State, the name is not changing, but the College of Education is one of our 5 academic colleges that focuses on teacher education. And so they're placing their name on the College of Education solely and having those naming rights.
Now, the transition is happening immediately.
It has begun immediately. Our Board of Regents approved it at our October 14th meeting. And so the naming has begun, and then the money will begin to pour in at the end of this calendar year.
So we're talking about signage, branding,
correct,
scholarships, and other programs that are expected to be announced early next year.
That's right. It's pretty expensive. We're looking at digital learning labs, literacy labs. We're looking at a mobile literacy unit. So again, it's very expensive in terms of what we want to offer, but more importantly, ensuring that our College of Education is going to be renowned. That we want to have one of the best college of eds in the nation, and we really want to ensure that we have the #1 College of Education for any HBCU in America.
And of course, this trickles down throughout the community, because the impact that the College of Education has on Savannah State University impacts Savannah as well, as a whole.
It does, and right now, our school districts are really working on literacy, so timing was perfect. Our marriage with our local school districts, they're trying to push literacy education. Of course, our mayor and our aldermen are pushing that. The county is pushing that. So this is a great time to really invest in education. We need to support them, and this is a great shot in the arm.
All right, perfect time to end this conversation, because when we come back in just a few moments, we'll be talking about homecoming, right?
That's right, let's get it.
So, but right now, we're gonna toss it over to Jeff Vorek. And Jeff, we are looking at you because we want a good forecast this week.